Ever find yourself wondering how successful people manage to overcome big challenges? Or maybe looked for guidance in someone else's life story to navigate your own stuff?
Yeah, it's pretty common, isn't it? We all sort of look for clues in how others did things.
Exactly. And that's what we're exploring today. We're doing a deep dive into how reading biographies and autobiographies can actually, well, contribute to your personal fulfillment.
It's a fascinating topic.
Yeah.
And, what's good is we've looked at a bunch of different sources, articles from various places, different perspectives.
Actually, not just one angle. We wanted to get a really comprehensive feel for it.
Mm-hmm. Insights from personal development blogs, business articles, even just thoughtful pieces on the human experience.
So, our mission here is really to pull out the most valuable bits, how these life stories can genuinely enrich your personal growth, your sense of satisfaction.
And give you some practical takeaways, hopefully,
Yeah.
without getting too bogged down in theory.
Okay, so where do we start? Inspiration feels like the obvious first point, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. It's something that came up again and again in the sources, just the raw inspirational power of these stories.
How so?
Well, when you read about someone who faced, incredible difficulties and still achieved something amazing, or just dedicated their life to something meaningful, it can really light a fire under you.
Totally. Like Nelson Mandela is a classic example, right? His autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, gets mentioned a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
Reading about his resilience, his leadership through decades of hardship,
Yeah.
it kind of puts your own struggles into perspective.
Makes them feel maybe a bit less overwhelming.
Exactly. And maybe encourages you to, keep pushing. It's not just about the huge figures either.
Oh.
No. Sources also mention that stories of, let's say, more ordinary people overcoming their own personal battles can be just as potent.
Ah, okay. That shared human thing of just striving.
Right. It
Mm.
fosters that sense of purpose, makes your own goals feel a bit more achievable, perhaps.
Okay, so we get the inspiration, that initial spark. But it's more than just a feeling, isn't it? There are actual practical lessons.
Absolutely. Think of it like
Mm-hmm.
learning by observation, but on a deeper level. Biographies, autobiographies, they give you this unique window
A window into what exactly?
into real-world experiences. You see the strategies people use, the key decisions they
The
made,
successes.
and, crucially, the failures, too, across all sorts of fields: leadership, creativity, activism, just life.
Okay, can you give an example, like a concrete lesson?
Sure. Imagine reading about an entrepreneur who failed like 3 times before hitting it big.
Okay.
You might learn about the specific things they changed each time. Maybe how they approach market research differently or how they built their team.
Right, you see the process.
Exactly. It's learning by example. You get insights into problem solving, into adapting, without having to make all those same mistakes yourself.
That sounds incredibly useful, almost like a cheat sheet for certain situations.
In a way, yeah. It can directly inform your own choices, help you develop your skills.
Okay, so practical lessons. But what about the bigger picture? How do these stories help us understand, context, our own place in things?
That's a really interesting point about perspective. When you dive into the life of someone from a totally different time or culture or situation,
Yeah.
it just naturally broadens your whole view of the human experience. You start seeing your own life, your own challenges against this much bigger backdrop.
So, like, reading about someone from the Victorian era dealing with societal constraints,
Yeah.
it might make me think differently about constraints today.
Precisely. Or someone navigating, say, wartime rationing. It gives you perspective on current anxieties.
Makes them feel less unique or isolating.
It can, yeah.
Yeah.
It fosters this awareness of life's complexities,
Mm.
the huge variety of ways people have lived and found meaning. It contextualizes your own stuff.
And these lives, they're usually not smooth sailing, are they? Lots of bumps.
Oh, definitely not. And that's another key benefit: resilience.
How does reading about their difficulties build our resilience?
Well, when you witness real people, even historical figures grappling with setbacks, loss, self-doubt, uh, difficult ethical choices,
Yeah.
it's almost like you're mentally rehearsing. You see how they navigated that hardship, how they coped.
So seeing someone else work through a tough decision might give me tools for my own.
It could give you a framework, yeah. Or just the knowledge that people do get through incredibly tough times. These books show the messy reality, the
The
contradictions.
fact that even successful people struggle.
Exactly. Which is incredibly validating, isn't it? It normalizes those feelings of uncertainty or vulnerability we all have.
Yeah, it makes you feel less alone. Like, okay, even they felt like giving up sometimes.
Right. And that naturally leads into finding role models, perhaps.
Ah, okay. Tell me about that.
Well, Biographies can introduce you to people whose values or work ethic, or maybe their way of tackling problems really resonates with you.
Like finding a kindred spirit across time?
Sort of, yeah. Someone whose journey offers guidance, even if you never meet them.
But it's not about hero worship or trying to be exactly like them.
No, no, not at all. It's more about identifying specific qualities or approaches you admire, things you might want to cultivate in yourself.
Like a form of indirect mentorship.
That's a great way to put it. It provides examples, practical approaches maybe, without needing a direct relationship.
Okay, so we're learning from others, finding role models. But how does this help us learn about ourselves?
Ah, self-reflection. That's huge. Especially with honest autobiographies where people share their vulnerabilities, their mistakes.
Yeah.
Reading that can be incredibly validating. You read about someone you admire struggling with, say, imposter syndrome, and you think,
Wow, me too.
exactly, it cuts through that feeling of isolation, and it prompts you to look at your own life.
How so?
It encourages reflection on your own path, your choices, your strengths, maybe areas you want to work on. It fosters self-awareness, maybe even self-acceptance.
And what about how these books portray success and failure? Is it realistic?
Often, yes. They tend to show the sheer hard work involved, the setbacks, sometimes the element of luck or timing in success.
Demystifies the overnight success myth.
It really does. Shows the messy reality behind the achievement.
And the failures are important too.
Oh, absolutely.
Ah.
They don't usually gloss over the failures. And seeing how people coped, what they learned, how they bounced back, that's invaluable.
Helps you reframe your own view of failure. See it less as an endpoint.
Precisely. More as part of the process, a learning opportunity.
Okay, shifting slightly. One source mentions something about narrative and identity, how we build our sense of self through stories.
Yeah, that's a really neat idea. We humans, we make sense of our lives by telling stories about them, right? To ourselves and others. So engaging with other people's life stories, it can actually help you build a more coherent sense of your own story, your own purpose.
How does that work?
By seeing how others made sense of their experiences, how they forged their identity through challenges and choices, you get, well, models. You see different ways a narrative can unfold.
Like seeing different blueprints for constructing a life story.
Kind of, yeah. It can inform your own process of self-discovery, help you understand how you're actively shaping your own identity narrative.
That's quite profound, actually.
It can be, especially maybe when you're at a crossroads, figuring out your direction.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of the benefits. Are there broader, maybe psychological perspectives on why this works so well?
Well, reading in general is often seen as a tool for self-actualization, right? Expanding your world, understanding your place in it. That's core to fulfillment.
Right.
And with biographies specifically, there's this empowering element, reading them, even writing them. It's about owning the narrative. Plus, it fosters empathy.
Empathy for the person you're reading about.
Yes, and maybe even for yourself as you reflect. You know, social learning theory suggests we learn by watching others, and these books are just packed with examples.
Are there specific sort of documented psychological boosts?
Yeah, the sources pointed to things like increased empathy, really stepping into someone else's shoes. Also, enhanced creativity.
How creativity?
Maybe just by being exposed to different ways of thinking, living, problem solving, and definitely promoting self-discovery, as we've discussed, through that reflection process.
So it's really engaging multiple parts of you, not just absorbing facts.
Exactly. It's quite multifaceted.
Okay, brilliant. So let's say someone listening is convinced. How can they practically apply this? What are the first steps?
I think the key is being intentional. Don't just grab any biography off the shelf.
Right.
Think about your current goals or challenges or areas you want to grow in. Then actively look for stories that align with that.
So if I'm struggling with leadership,
Look for biographies of leaders you admire, or maybe even leaders who failed and learned. If you need resilience, find stories of people overcoming huge adversity. Tailor it.
and then just reading isn't enough, right?
Definitely not. You need to engage actively. Pause while you're reading. Reflect. Ask yourself, how does this connect to my life? What can I take from this decision they made?
Maybe take notes.
Could do. Or discuss it with someone. Talking about the lessons really helps cement them, makes them more real.
Okay, good tips.
Yeah.
But are there any downsides, pitfalls to watch out for?
Yes, and it's important to be aware of them. A big one is unhealthy comparison.
Seeing someone's highlight reel and feeling bad about your own life.
Exactly. It's easy to fall into that trap. You have to remember you're often reading a curated narrative, not the full messy picture. So self-compassion is key.
And what about the books themselves? Any limitations there?
For sure. With biographies, remember there's always an author's filter, their bias, their interpretation.
Right, it's not objective truth.
No. And even with autobiographies, the author's choosing what to share and how to frame it. So critical reading is important. Question things. Don't just absorb it all uncritically.
So engage thoughtfully, be aware of bias. Anything else?
Just a crucial point that inspiration needs action. Reading about success won't make you successful.
You have to do the work.
You have to translate those insights into your own actions, engage with your own life. Reading is a fantastic tool, but it's not a replacement for living.
Got it. Okay, that feels like a really balanced perspective. So to kind of wrap things up,
Yeah, I think the main takeaway is that engaging with these life stories, biographies, autobiographies, it's a really powerful, enriching path towards personal fulfillment.
because they offer that mix of inspiration, practical wisdom, wider perspective.
And really crucial opportunities for self-reflection and growth.
And while everyone's journey to fulfillment is their own, these stories can definitely offer valuable signposts, guidance along the way for your specific path.
Well said. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening.
Go on.
Think about someone whose life story really grabs you, maybe someone you admire or just find fascinating. Ask yourself, what specific questions about their journey might actually help me right now?
Like focusing on a specific part.
Yeah, maybe their biggest moments of doubt or a key decision they made. What could exploring that teach you for your own life? It could be a really interesting next step in your own sort of personal exploration.